make sure this works. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories. Add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Well, oh man, my settings are way off. Sorry about that. That might have been very loud. I have it set up for when I did Let's Play, and it's all messed up. So, welcome back to Skyrim Addict Podcast, episode 120.
Yay!
Right now, it's Victor and I.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, and Pat's sitting there on mute, so maybe he'll be hopping.
Yeah, he'll wake up eventually.
Yeah. We're not sure what's going on, but he can unmute and hop in at whenever he wishes.
We might hear about it on the news later. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, let's hope not, but anything's possible.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we're going to go over a little bit of the final roundtable feedbacks.
Nice.
We have I believe we have two. We have the one from Ray. Of course, he has his Cyrodiil character, and we have Hearn the Hunter. A final one there. So we'll get into those. We finished the roundtable. God, what was it? A month ago now?
Easily, yeah, at least a month ago.
Yeah, April was a busy month for everybody, so we kind of pushed back the roundtable feedback. And then today got busy for everybody.
Yeah, we lost a couple.
It's that time of year where just everything is always going on, it feels like.
Yeah, totally.
Like wintertime, nobody wants to go outside. Once that spring rolls around, gets a lot tougher to schedule things.
Yeah, I've been so into Fallout 4 lately. I've been having a hard time getting myself off the couch, but I've been forcing myself out to do some hikes. So I'm going to get back into the rhythm of that too. So
yeah. We were on vacation last week. We did Yosemite and all that, and
nice.
So I was away from Skyrim for a good 10 days. Well, get away from all gaming for a good 10 days, really.
That must have felt good, actually. In some
nice.
ways.
Yeah, nice reset, refresh.
Yeah, it's funny because I just about your Sequoia. I saw a couple pictures, and I was out there with my son Colin, who at the time was just about exactly the same age as Connor, and I took exactly the same pictures in the crook of the tree.
Yep.
The Sherman tree. Of course, he's we're related to Sherman, so that was cool too, and it was a lot of fun. It's a great place.
It's so amazing. Well, now when you look back at the pictures, we were showing them to somebody last night when we were out, and you look at he's sitting on like the tree, and it's just this massive thing of roots, and you're like, Mike, just doesn't even look real when you're there. It's real.
Yeah.
When you get home and then you look at the pictures, you're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous.
It is insane, isn't it? Yeah, they're so huge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how big they are. It's like it was like real life Skyrim for him out there. So
that's cool. Yeah.
Climbing, yeah. There was actually one trail that had like stone steps going up to get started. So I was like, it's like the 7,000 steps.
That's great. I love it. But no trolls.
Well, yeah, hopefully not. No frost trolls. No wolf. Well, I'm sure there's wolves, but wolves are Yellowstone. So Yosemite would just be like bears and stuff.
Yeah, there's some bears there, but I don't think there might be some wolves out in the wilderness. It's not that far from their range.
Yeah, they're kind of in that area. Yeah, no, it was really nice. So interesting to see Yosemite in the rain the one day. I'll tell you that.
Isn't it gorgeous? I just when Colin and I were out there, he was actively in the youth climbing leagues at the time, rock climbing, and he was like placed. I don't think he was like 6th in the country for a while there, and so I made sure to take him into Yosemite, where you come through that tunnel, and one of the first things you see is El Cap, and he was like, he was just awestruck. It was great. It was yeah. So it's an amazing place.
Yeah, the first day we didn't see much because it was rainy, but you get to see this time of year the waterfalls are going pretty well anyway. But they had so much rain and snow this year; they were flowing like crazy.
I'll bet.
And then it was raining hard that day anyway, the first day. So we got to see all kinds of extra like things that were flowing that don't normally flow and all that. But
Nice.
You literally could not see. There was when I was driving up at night, the night before, you couldn't see like 10 feet in front of your face because of the fog.
Wow. True storms, just like true storms.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like when you head up to like Kynes Grove.
Yeah. Except that the waterfalls aren't frozen in place in the distance like they are in vanilla Skyrim. Yeah,
they're actually moving.
Just to bring it back around. That's what. Yeah.
The low distance, much better.
Yeah. The great LODs over there in Yellowstone. I mean, in Yosemite. Yeah.
It's funny, and you can see how I assume they took most of their inspiration from like northern Scotland and places like that for Skyrim, with the cragginess of it. And
yeah, it seems to be, especially in the Whiterun area, the tundra areas. It's very much like the heather and heath, or whatever you call it, of that terrain up there. Yeah. Not that I've ever been there, but I've seen pictures, and I read Sherlock Holmes, so
exactly.
I know all about it.
Another place I'd like to go is up there, but
yeah, definitely.
Skyrim trip next time. There we go. Skyrim.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have. Let's see. I guess we get the first email here. I'll get into that. Actually, I'll go over a couple of the ones that have nothing to do with it yet, just in case. So. Check that one. So Timothy emailed in. He's a huge Elder Scrolls fan, playing since Morrowind on the original Xbox. Enjoyed Oblivion and Skyrim SE with mods. He's loving that. So he's still early on in the podcast, so he may not actually hear this. He's starting from the beginning to now, so maybe he'll hear this in like a few months. But
hi into the future, yay!
Yeah, exactly. So it's amazing how getting back into the game can make you feel, and that it just really helped him during the time when he was going through job stuff and all that. So he's doing a Khajiit playthrough, and has hundreds of hours in the game and still finding stuff that he never found before. And that's true. Well, even if you found it before, sometimes you forget, and it's still
yeah, absolutely.
So, and then Dylan emailed in. He was interested in a next season of the Roundtable, which I don't think we've nailed down in any way whatsoever.
So, no, I don't think we have, and we'll have to think of something new. To do, maybe mod related or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's our best way to approach it, is that because we've done a lot of the other things. So maybe take up. What in the heck? Something's playing. What did I hit?
That sounds like the theme music.
What is it? Oh my gosh! Sorry about that. That was my recording. I'll just have to take the audio from.
Oh no!
I must have hit my mouse when I must have hit my mouse when I was doing something. So.
Oh yeah, well, it's not that hard to strip the audio.
Yeah, no.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, let me just make sure. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Hey, Mikhail's in the chat. How you doing? Oh, yeah, he wants everybody to do vacation in Nordhagen Beach.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll get right on that.
Oh man, Andrew's favorite vacation spot. Yeah, I leaned and I tapped the mouse, and it must have been right over the play button on Audacity, and it switched it off recording to play. So there you go. I couldn't have done that if I was trying to do it, but
yeah, really.
Accidentally, of course, I could do it at any moment. Oh man. So let's see. Okay, I got actually, I think we just have Ray's email here. So we'll have the audio from that. Here we go. This is the final adventure of Cyrodiil, as you've heard on the other episodes, of course. Ray stuck in the whole season, which is awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that is great.
Alrighty.
Hello, Skyrim Roundtable. Ray here with the final quests for Cyrodiil Stormwarren. Cyrodiil, seeing he had no option, leaves Lydia at Dragon's Reach and rides the dragon to the portal for Sovngarde. Things happen quickly, and he didn't really have time to do too much preparation. So once reaching the Skulldufin Temple, Cyrodiil uses his ebony blade and works his way through the various Draugr and dragons standing between him and the portal to Sovngarde. Continues making his way up the hill, more Draugr, another dragon, more Draugr. Slowly but surely, he's getting closer and closer to Skulldufin Temple. The Draugr here have to be drawn out one by one to keep them from overwhelming him. Working slowly up the stairs, the ebony blade steals enough health from each one to keep the fight going. Getting to the puzzle, and it's eagle for loot and snake to continue on. Through the spider's nest, which is a breeze after all those Draugr scourge. Another puzzle, not all that difficult. A Draugr scourge lord gives up the diamond dragon claw that opens the door to the Stormcall word wall. Alduin has amassed quite an army to protect him. Now we face 4 Death Lords and a Dragon Priest. This is going to take some time. Slowly but surely, picking them off one by one with his bow. He's able to loot their bodies and climb up on the pedestal and leap through to Sovngarde. Walking through the mist, he encounters various Stormcloak and Imperial soldiers trapped in the mist, including Legate Rika. Clear Sky Shout seems to put aside some of the mist, and he made his way up to the Hall of Valor. Occasional glimpses of Alduin through the mist let him know that he was on the right path. He approached the bridge and was met by Sun, thinking he could get by on his desire to kill Alduin and the fact that he was Dragonborn. Well, not so lucky. On his first try, he tried to go toe-to-toe, and that did not work well. Taking Sun a little more seriously, he was able to pass the test. A quick chat with Iskamor leads him to the 3 Nords that had sent Alduin forward in time, eager for a rematch. The 4 of them head outside to the edge of the mist to engage Alduin. With the Clear Sky Shout, they eventually broke the mist, and the battle ensues. With Dragonrend and the Ebony Blade, Cyrodiil went to work. It took a few tries, but eventually the 4 made headway and prevailed. As Alduin disintegrated, Cyrodiil felt a wave of relief. Talking to Sun, he's given the option to leave or stay a little longer. Thinking he might have missed an opportunity to gain some wisdom from the residents of Sovngarde, he crosses the bridge and found the door was locked. Trying to go around to see if there was another way in, he falls off the wall and plummets to his death. And I hadn't saved after defeating Alduin. So,
Oh no.
luckily, Cyrodiil gets to fight Alduin again. This time he wastes no time and has Sun send him back to the Tamriel right away. He returns at the throat of the world and is surrounded by dragons. Well, this could be ugly. Fortunately, they don't appear to be hostile. He takes a chance and walks over and talks to Paarthurnax and realizes the dragons are no threat. Paarthurnax laments the loss of his dragon brother and flies off. Odahviing lands and tells Cyrodiil to call him if he ever needs him. All the dragons fly off, and Cyrodiil is left in peace to look back on all he's accomplished and what he'll do next. So Cyrodiil Stormwarren is a high elf. I role-played him as half elf, half Nord. He's a level 35. He's 89 in two-handed, 66 in enchantment, and 50 in alchemy, his 3 assigned skills. His magicka, due to some kind of a buff that I couldn't figure out how to take off, is at 240. His health is at 190, and his stamina is 260. He had a 2 magicka, 1 health, and 3 stamina per allocation. He completed the Civil War on the Stormcloak side as assigned. He did have Sven as a follower, who tragically died fighting an ice wraith as Cyrodiil trekked on to fight other battles. He traveled with Gleda the Goat for a while over to Solstein and got Severn Manor, but then returned Gleda to her rightful owner. He never did get the Shadow Stone. He never did marry Torvar, and he didn't get a chance to join the Dark Brotherhood or adopt the orphan Lucia. So, all in all, Cyrodiil has had a good run, and I would imagine at some point I will continue on with him and see what else I can get done with him. He's definitely a strong character. So that is the World Eater Irie, Sovngarde, and Dragon Slayer. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later.
Excellent.
Awesome. That's great,
Awesome.
Ray. Thank you.
I also battled Alduin twice. Oh,
yeah.
Pat, right there.
Hey,
Pat.
hey guys. Sorry about that. I was having some kind of bizarre hardware issue. I was watching the Hangout, but nothing was happening, and I thought, then I realized, wait a minute, you guys aren't sitting there for half an hour doing nothing. So,
yeah, well, Windows has a funny way of shutting off your microphone when you least expect it.
Well, this was actually my Mac laptop, which has its own separate funny ways, So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounded like Ray was wrapping up his adventures with Cyrodiil. So what was he saying about he had a magicka debuff? Is that what he said at the end, or
no, a buff?
Magicka buff. So it's too high. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what that might have been, but I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah. I guess you get the amulets, and I'm sure he tried the amulets and armor pieces and stuff, but
yeah, that you would know about.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said for what he had for standing stones. Maybe he had something there, percentage increase or something. I forget which ones are which.
Yeah, that could have been. Well, he said he never got to the Shadow Stone.
Shadow Stone, but he must have had some standing stone.
Yeah. Maybe the one he was using was causing it.
Yeah, I didn't get to a few things either. With sometimes those roles, because Torvar is a companions, and I don't think you can get him as a follower until late in the companions quest, if I remember. And I had Dawnguard follower. I just never got to that either. So that's what the round table's all about, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough to knock out. If you're going to go up to like a level 30-ish kind of character, yeah, it's tough to get everything because it's such a broad, sweeping game.
Yeah, totally.
And Ray, if you continue on with Cyrodiil, let us know how he's doing, what's going on.
Yeah, send updates for sure.
Yeah. And if anybody else, not just for the roundtable, but there's the character generator that Marcus set up on the website, asapodcasting.com. Click on the Skyrim Addict page, or there's also one for Fallout if you click on the Fallout feed page. And you can roll yourself a character to use for pretty much anything you want, really, just to change up playing the game.
Yeah, it's a great way to get out of your rut if you're in one.
Yeah. You want to try something new, and
yeah, Marcus even for the Fallout one, he even set up like a randomized the Fudge Muppet build. So like if you just want something Fudge Muppety for inspiration or whatever, it's a lot of ways to grab inspiration from here.
Yeah, there's some great tools there for sure.
Yeah. So Ray was talking about playing role playing his character as a half elf. Is there any lore about half breed humanoids in the
well, yeah,
Elder Scrolls at all?
Yeah, the Bretons are half breed.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. It goes way back to the Aldmer, not the Altmer, and the I forget. I think the original human, and I can't remember what they were called at the time. But anyway, I think it goes back to the Merethic era, but I'm probably wrong about that. It goes way back though. But yes, the Bretons are, and that's why they have a magic buff to begin with.
So what's the other half of the half human and half what?
Elf, half elf.
Cool. Did
Yeah.
not realize that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the Aldmer. The Aldmer are the sort of the proto elves. You know, the like the Chimer or Chimer, however you want to pronounce it, are the precursors to the Dunmer kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Aldmer are the precursors to the Altmer.
So is that stuff in any of the games, or is it just backstory that you pick up from books and things?
The actual circumstances happening, no, I don't think so, unless it goes way back into Arena or Daggerfall or something like that. But I think that is canon lore, as it were. That's just from the very beginning, at least with the Bretons, anyway.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and the Chimer / Dunmer, that's all. That all goes back to Lorcan and the heart of Lorcan and all of that. That have you read up on any of that lore? I mean, that goes back to the legends about Lorcan and Trinimac and there's a whole mess of stuff that sort of sets up the modern Tamrielic world. It's pretty cool. It's actually well written.
Yeah, I've read a little bit of it, and I'm actually way behind on. I've got the Skyrim Book Club podcast, but I'm way behind on that. But I guess that's scattered across all the games, not just Skyrim. I guess it's in Morrowind and all the
Yeah, and I would highly recommend also the Elder Lore series, which is really good. He did it like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's a great series of podcasts and really in-depth explanations of lore. That you really have to listen to 2 or 3 times to absorb everything.
Oh, cool! I'll have to check that. I did go back over last summer and catch up on all the Keegs quest. So I've got kind of the other end of the lore.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely air quotes lore, but that was a lot of fun. It's too bad he's not active with that podcast anymore. That was a really good take on the humorous end.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have it sitting there just in case it updates one day.
Yeah. Me too. Because I was really embarrassed of myself because it was not literally until after I'd finished the series that I realized the joke about his name. So.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert! I didn't.
It's such a that's been going on, like stretched out over such a long time. It must be to keep that story going is pretty fun.
Because I think as he was going through that, I think he several times he took like multi-month breaks, and all of a sudden, I'm sure if you were listening live at the time, it was a real treat for one of those to pop up after months and months.
Yeah, it would pop up like after 4 or 5 months. I think it's been almost a year now since the last one. I think it was like last summer, possibly. What's the last one?
That's I think that's when I was listening to it, like roughly over the summer.
Yeah, that must have been when the last new one popped up. I think something like that. It was probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
The website is like way out of date. There's not much on it. So I was just looking at it to see if he'd updated anything, but no.
Yeah, it just comes randomly from time to time.
Yeah.
So, Pat, have you been just fallouting, or have you hopped in?
Yeah, mostly fallouting. Although I did, Victor, after getting my new PC set up, and I think you and I were exchanging on Messenger like some of the Gopher tips. So I went back and read, watched his whole like original Skyrim series about different the textures and the meshes and everything. And that was actually really helpful because even though the specific mods don't necessarily apply to special edition, all the introduction to loot and Nexus Mod Manager and how meshes work and all that stuff was really helpful.
Yeah, it's some of it's out of date, but it's all good advice no matter what. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I went back and I actually started up a bunch of just like basic mods for special edition, and I kicked off a game and then kind of drifted back over to Fallout because we got the round table going over there, and I had to get caught up on that character. But also Victor, I was trying some of those other mods you posted on the Facebook book and Fallout. But yeah, I'm looking forward to once I kind of get through this little stretch of obsessing over Fallout. I definitely want to get back in and start messing around with the modded Skyrim a little bit, because I was having a good time playing with some of that stuff. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to configure. I guess Victor, you and I were emailing, or maybe on the Facebook page, I forget which, about the UI. So it sounds like what you're telling me is that Sky UI is still pretty functional. It just doesn't have some of the advanced functionality that you pick up in the original Skyrim.
Well, what you have for for SE, it's the version 2.6, which was the last version that didn't require SKSE. So you don't have the search functions, and more importantly, for a lot of people, you don't have the mod configuration menu. It doesn't matter because mods that use the mod configuration menu require SKSE too. So since that doesn't exist yet for Skyrim SE, then it's a moot point. So or it's academic actually. But yeah, and it works perfectly well. It looks a little clunky compared to the relatively streamlined version 5.1, but it may be the only Sky UI we ever get, even once SKSE comes out. So that's It is what it is. There are a few other UI replacers. I've never tried them. I should look into that for one of the mod talks. It's still better than the clunky console-based original UI. So
yeah, I did I loaded up. Was it Def UI for Fallout? Is that the right?
For Fallout, yeah. There's Def UI, and there's also there's one other one I can't remember. But anyway, yeah.
Yes, I've been using that in my Fallout games. So I definitely want. I didn't load it in Skyrim, but I want to try it because it's really nice.
I don't know if I've never tried it in Skyrim. I found it. It's for Fallout. I thought it was just too much of a good thing. It's just too many things that are configurable and movable and placeable and everything else. I tried it way back when back in like early 2016 when it came out, and I think that was right after F4 SE came out, and I don't know. I just thought there was too much to think about, so I went for iHUD instead. Get rid of it instead.
Yeah, I forget whether I definitely didn't do anything. I think I actually just loaded the default and then Valdecil's item sorting. And I think I just kind of left it at that, and I didn't do any of the really super advanced stuff.
Yeah, that's actually good. There's the Valdecil stuff is great, and he's a Skyrim modder too. So there's stuff for Skyrim from him or her. I don't know which.
But I was Michael. The thing I was trying to start up in Skyrim was I was trying to play around with something that wasn't arching, just to get away from that a little bit. But I don't know if there's anything like in Fallout, like if you want to do a melee build and not use guns, you can use grenades as kind of a backup, right? When you absolutely have to do something at range. But I don't know if there's any. I guess in Skyrim there's spells. I guess would be the alternative.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of your equivalent, to a grenade or something like that. Yeah.
And of course, the followers or whatever. So that was what I was going to play around with that to see if I could get by without doing archery, and between spells and a follower, maybe just to kind of do something different.
Yeah, I think spells would definitely lend itself well to that, especially if you want to try something different, like illusion, where you wouldn't even have to battle them. They can keep them at bay.
Yeah, that makes sense because I didn't do illusion much with my round table character at all. So actually, that would be a good call, just to play around with illusion a little bit. I've only got the character up to like level 2 or something. I'm just basically leaving Riverwood, so it's got a long way to go before it gets functional. So I may go down the illusion route.
Illusion at level 2 is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I was going away from archer is I was trying to thinking about playing like role playing like a D&D style cleric, which I don't know if you guys ever played D&D, but the thing there is they have to. It's like based on sort of like Christian knights who couldn't shed blood, so they could bash things with a mace. So they couldn't use a sword or a dagger. They could use a mace or a warhammer or flail or whatever. So that's what I was thinking about doing. Just doing mostly mace and heavy armor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you use illusion, you could use like calm or fury to have them do the damage themselves to each other. Or
so can you with the perks, can you eventually get your illusion up to where it will affect fairly high levels? Because I know like without the perks you can't affect very high level stuff.
Pretty much the only thing can you affect I'm trying to think, are dragons pretty much the only thing you can't affect? I'm pretty sure if you get high enough, you can do mammoths and giants, right?
I haven't done much with illusion, I'm afraid. So I don't know.
I know you have to take a perk to do undead and automatons and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can affect almost everything except for dragon. Obviously, you would have to have enough skill and perks and all that. But I'm pretty sure you can affect everything.
I'm looking at Ordinator right now, but I'd have to.
Yeah, obviously dragons you wouldn't be able to, but everything else you should be able to. I'm pretty sure I have, even in vanilla. I believe I have, where I've run it up to like 100 illusion.
Yeah. I was going to go probably vanilla with perks and spells this time, just to get myself a little more familiar with some of the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to try Ordinator or Apocalypse or anything this time through, just to kind of get familiar with the basics a little bit more.
Yeah, I've done it in the vanilla game. I've run illusion pretty high, and run a character that pretty much just used only illusion most of the time. So it was it can be pretty strong, pretty powerful as you get higher level. Like most of the magic, when you get to that point, that tipping point.
Yeah.
Incredibly powerful. Yeah.
You just got to stay alive when you get there.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and with illusion, it's even harder because you're not doing any damage. So, but you'll have invisibility, obviously muffle, things like that.
Yeah.
I've never thought of illusion as something you can use as your only school of magic. It really needs to go with other things to be a versatile.
Yeah, it is tough to use just that. I will say that. I mean, you can, but it's definitely way harder. It's definitely not something simple. You have to plan out what you're going to do if you go that route, especially lower levels again.
Yeah.
But it is really nice in like larger battles where you can just like throw a fury spell or frenzy or whatever, whichever level you're at in there, and watch them all take each other out.
That's always fun.
Yeah, and then you can head down and finish the one or two that are left or whatever. It certainly is good for that. But we were going to break this into 2 episodes. So let me end this episode, and we'll be right back in a momentarily or in a week, depending where you're listening to this. So that was the wrap up of the roundtable feedback from Ray. Of course, Ray, please send some more if you like with Cyrodiil. And of course, anybody can send any story at any time. Feel free, or any questions or whatever else. Next episode, we may be getting into some Mod Talk plans, possibly.
Yeah.
And some other random Skyrim stuff. So I guess that's it for this episode. Check out all the other shows at asapodcasting.com, and Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
See you next time.
All right.
Okay.
I won't play an ending here, obviously. And since I already screwed up my Audacity file,
Gonna start a new recording for this episode.
yeah, we'll record this one though. Hit new. There we go. Get rid of that one. That's useless now. And I will move my cursor away from everything.
Oh God, that's yeah.
Random slap of the mouse completely sent me.
Yeah, I'm really good at I'm really good at quitting my browser when I'm in the middle of a hangout. That's my favorite trick.
Oh, does that?
Yeah. I learned a few hard lessons with leaving cursors in certain places and touchpads that have tap to activate. Like,
oh God, yeah,
like hovering over the send button on an email or something like. Oh yeah, embarrassing.
For sure. Alrighty, I have the music here, and we can start 121. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories. Add your tales. Let's get into this thing. And welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast, episode 121. For those of you listening live, Mikhail, we're back momentarily. For those of you not listening live, we are back a week later.
It was a long week, I'll tell you what.
Exhausting.
Yeah. Rough time at work there.
At least another work week down. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Can we collect a paycheck for the next week?
Yeah, well, except I work for the government and they may be shutting down anytime. So
oh gosh.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, you got to worry about the federal shutdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always fun.
So, oh well.
Wow, apparently I had like 3 levels to increase here on my character. I didn't even realize. So yeah, I'm playing my Dark Brotherhood Let's Play character, just randomly going through stuff, leveling up between playthroughs. So we were going to talk about Victor. You had some plans possibly for what you wanted to do with a character coming up, for different characters actually. And
yeah, I think I've sort of hinted at it before. I'm going to start a series that I'm calling Skyrim Fits and Starts, and it's going to be just a somewhat random, but I'm going to pick a race at the beginning of each series of episodes, and then take the surprise me option from alternate start, live another life, and then just try to create a character from wherever I land, with trying to be lore friendly to whatever race I've picked. So there could be some clashes there. We'll see. But I've done some practicing with it, and right now I'm just trying to put together a good sort of solid mod loadout that'll be versatile enough to use for just about any combination of things that I run into. And I'm just going to run them up to probably level 10, and then go on to another one. And then maybe later on pick my favorite and take it further on. I also want to keep going with Malachi a little bit. He's a good character, and
yeah.
I want to take him a little farther. So we'll see. But I'm going to try to the fits and starts. I don't know if I'll try to weave that into mod talk or not. I'm having a hard time finding time to put together the next episode of Mod Talk, because I've been playing so much Fallout 4. Thanks, Andrew, for getting me back into that. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. But my character is almost level 30 now, so I'll be able to do some of the quests and then go on to other things. So, but that's, Skyrim fits and starts. And we were talking perhaps about doing that as part of an audio, starting maybe in the fall or something like that. So we'll see. We'll talk about that, and I'll do a few more test episodes and see if I think it's going to work as an audio podcast.
Yeah, okay.
So those are my plans. Because I work hard at making Skyrim look really great, and then for the audio podcast, it doesn't really just transfer so well,
Yeah. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, you wish you were here.
The audio mods certainly do help with the all those extra sounds in the audio mods definitely help.
Yes, yeah. I used for Malachi. I used. I've listened to it, myself a few times, just editing, but I don't really pay much. I'm not listening to it as somebody who's, listening to it for the content would listen to it. So I can't really judge how well it came out. But I used the audio overhaul for Skyrim, and then I used immersive sounds. And there were times in there when I was doing something, particularly like after Stenvar died, and I was talking about that, where the music would just swell up. It was just the right thing at just the right moment. It was very creepy almost. It was cool. It's a great score. He put together a really nice bunch of stuff. Some of it's from Witcher 3, and there's stuff from all kinds of new agey stuff and in there. It's a good, and unfortunately there's a few things. So apologies to people who like it, but I can't stand Windswept. And there's some of that in there too. So so yeah, it was fun.
So is that sort of Celtic kind of stuff? Was that some of that from Witcher 3?
Probably, and there's some Celtic-ish stuff that isn't from Witcher 3 as well. I didn't actually go through it. I think he's got a catalog of exactly where everything came from, somewhere, whether it's on the Nexus or whatever. It's a great mod. I mean, it's definitely worth. And he weaves it in, so it's not exclusively that. So the Skyrim music is there as well. So yeah, Ray's in the YouTube. I'm going on about how beautiful the sky was. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh well.
Well, I think that does help though when you're listening, because we all have our games, so you can kind of imagine. I would assume 100% of the people listening have played a lot of Skyrim.
Yeah, and that's why I used a lot of phrases like steely gray and shit like that. Trying to evoke some of the look of it, and tried to describe what I was seeing. So, but yeah, you're right. I think most everybody who's listening to the audio has played the game. So.
Yeah, that would be. I would assume. Most.
It's kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of tough otherwise. So.
Yeah, because for those of us with a few hours into it, we can easily imagine the quests as they're going through, because we've done them so many times, and you can kind of picture everything in your head as it's going along.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Andrew is at least sporadically listening to my New Vegas Let's Play, and he's never played New Vegas, which surprises me. He's got the patience to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be tougher when you haven't played it, because you can't necessarily get a feel of the setting,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't played a lot of New Vegas, but I've played enough of it to be able to picture what you're doing. And by the way, I really like that DLC you just completed. That was fun. It was
it's I thought that came out in a reasonable way, because I didn't do everything in that DLC, so I just sort of flew through the main storyline in those 4 episodes. So there's probably another 4 episodes to side quests. So it's definitely I thought it worked out well to kind of leave some stuff for people to play around with. And of course, a lot of the stuff I'm doing, you can go a different way too, just like in Skyrim.
Sure, yeah, and you talked about that some as well. It makes a good compact story, and I have to say, just as the mostly Skyrim fan that I am, it was fun to hear the guy who did Arander. I forget exactly. He wasn't Joshua. He was who was the
Daniel? Was he Daniel, the other guy? Maybe
the older, wise man type character. He was there at towards the end. Yeah, I get confused with the names. That's hard to follow sometimes.
he was the. It sounds like he may have been. He was the guy who was wanted peace as opposed to war at the end. Kind of like sort of spiritual, all this like spiritual stuff. It's like no, don't fight and everything.
Yeah, he's got a very resonant voice, and you'll recognize it when Arander is the Nightcaller Temple quest, to the Vermina quest in Skyrim and in Dawnstar, and he's a great follower. He's one of my favorite followers.
Is that the one where you like go back and you meet like those spirits? Like there's like you have to call them those spirits. He's the guy that you go through that quest with.
Yeah, you have to kill a bunch of orc spirits and
I've forgotten his voice, but that was a good quest. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I forget his name now. Nick something maybe, I can't remember, but it was fun.
It is funny.
My ears pricked up right away when the first episode he appears. I think I posted it on Facebook when it was. I know that voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the opposite with Skyrim because so many of those people are just the opposite. They're in Fallout 4 or some other Fallout. So I exactly the opposite version of that experience going through Skyrim. It's like, wait a minute. That's Nick.
Yeah. It's hard not to hear Nick Valentine when you go back to Skyrim and meet Bellathor or whatever. Yeah. Or Mercer Frey. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick is the most sort of distinctive. Nick Bellathor is the one that just every time I talk to Bellathor, sort of like this audio double take.
But I have to say, I think of all the roles, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Stephen Russell, I think is his name. He was Garrett in the first two Thief games, and he's been in a ton of things, and also in Elder Scrolls. I think Nick Valentine is absolutely his best character of all of the ones he's done.
Nick is terrific. He is so layered. Yeah. They interviewed him on now that I keep forgetting he's the Garrett guy. They interviewed him on Off the Record back when that show was still live, and it was a really good interview. He was an interesting guy.
Yeah.
So, are you saying Bellathor is not a layered character?
He sells all kinds of junk.
He's so layered he'd kill his sister, or a seller anyway. Yeah.
He'll buy miscellaneous and he'll buy weapons. The whole thing.
He just misunderstood. That's all this. Poor guy is just misunderstood. Yeah. Now that sounds like just taking the different races and play styles and figuring out a mod list that would work in general for a larger scope of characters is an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to base it on my Malachi build, which was a very, very stable build, and try to add a few. But it's going to have to be a Legacy Skyrim. There's just no way I've tried it in SE. I just can't get the stuff that I want to do in there, and so it's going to have to be in Legacy. I wish it could be SE because I think a lot of the more casual players now are mostly playing SE.
Yeah,
and it's really. I mean, I think it's left to the more serious modders and stuff, people that are still playing Legacy, because that's where the real modding scene still is at. But I don't know. Maybe some new stuff will come out for. It's mostly the alchemy and the economy mods that just aren't there yet in SE. Like there's trade and barter and trade routes. And some of the crafting mods like Cryptopeer's stuff, she's a superb modder, but just about everything she's done requires SKSE. And I mean, she's actively said that she's working with Chesco and others to integrate things once SKSE 64 comes out. But as we learned recently, that's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, is there new news that it's delayed?
Well, as of April 3rd, he posted a note because it had said mid-March, and then nothing happened.
I heard.
Right, and then he posted a note that says, "We're really sorry. It's taking longer, and life is intervening, and it's just we have absolutely no idea when it's going to be ready."
Well, that's too bad.
So, yeah. So
did you do Malachi and Legacy?
yeah, Malachi is Legacy Skyrim. Yeah, and and because I can use Mod Organizer with it, it also makes a difference. I mean, Nexus Mod Manager is fine, and I used it for. Anyway, I've been enjoying some of its features, but there's. Not to get too deep into modding here, Michael, shut me up when you. But Mod Organizer is just so much more versatile when it comes to curating a mod list, because you have multiple levels of ability to affect how things overwrite each other. You just can't do that with Nexus Mod Manager. It's slick in a lot of ways. I love the way you can just switch between games, and the profiles work okay, but being able to manage both your list of plugins and separately all of the textures and meshes and all the overwrites separately makes a huge difference. And Mod Organizer also keeps everything out of your data directory. It creates virtual directories, so your vanilla installation is completely clean, so you have no issues with having to like delete your Skyrim folder and reload it when something goes wrong. And that makes it's a huge deal. But it just doesn't work well in SE. The build isn't very stable, and it's there. I mean, people are working on it, but the original author is now an employee of the Nexus, and he's working on an update to Nexus Mod Manager. So everybody's waiting to see what that turns into. So
yeah, I'm thinking of rebuilding my Legacy Skyrim and playing something there again, seeing what's popped up.
It's still where I mean, aside from all the stupid, waifu mods that pop up and seem to rise to the top 5 above all the good stuff. Aside from that, there's still a very, very active scene of of modding there. So it's worth, if you have it and you have a decent computer to run it with lots of memory and a good graphic card. I think it's still the better version. It's not quite as stable, but it's still better. Sorry,
I was thinking about firing it up on because my laptop, for whatever reason, no matter what I update in terms of drivers or settings or anything, it will not run special edition on anything like a decent, like near ultra. It'll run Fallout 4 complete ultra, no problem, but anything above, I think, like medium quality, I get all these weirdo like graphics glitches and stuff. So I've been thinking about switching that, especially now that I got the desktop for SE. I was thinking about switching my laptop over to Legacy just to see if I can get a better graphic quality.
Yeah, what's your laptop's graphics?
It's a 970, I think.
Oh yeah, that'll run.
So it runs Fallout 4 great. There's not a single problem at all. But for whatever reason, it just chokes on special edition for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird. Might be a DX9 thing, or DX11, I guess is SE, but who knows?
Yeah. I haven't researched it enough because I was mostly playing Fallout on it anyway, and doing Skyrim on Xbox.
Yeah. Oh well. So that's all I've got to say about mods, I'm afraid. But so you're what level is your Fallout character now, Pat?
42.
Okay. I'm just at 29, so I've been playing the hell out of it, trying to catch up with you guys so I can actually do some of the assigned
you could have
quests.
bounced over at 25 or something, if you'd wanted to. It's not a hard 30, for Nuka World, but but at the same time that the gauntlet is can be pretty nasty. For if you're not leveled up enough.
Yeah, she's kind of I don't know what the phrase is. I don't know if it's glass cannon or what. She has powerful abilities, but she tends to get one-shotted by if I let anything get too close to me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And so, but she's got really. I've modded up a lot of things, and she's got some good weapons and deliverer and stuff. Plus, I want to run through more of the railroad and things like that. I mean, I have a specific story that's developing with her, and I think it's a pretty good one. So I didn't listen to the latest issue of the Fallout feed. Did you play my feedback, or did you save that for another?
I think we did, because I missed the feedback episode, but Andrew definitely played. Did you send in just one so far? I've heard one of yours. It was really good.
No, I sent in another one this Thursday, so maybe he didn't play it. I sent one to him Thursday evening before you guys recorded. So
yeah, we were kind of going through sort of live quests. So I think because he actually was saying he's got some feedback queued up that we need to get through. So yours is probably in there.
Yeah.
No, but your intro was terrific. It was great. I love the way you made her the sister-in-law or whatever, sister or whatever. That was really clever.
Yeah, it's a twin sister. It's kind of it's a bit of a trope.
Well, you got to do something, right? Because that's still the biggest weakness of Fallout 4 is
exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm doing with as she, not to sort of telegraph anything to people, but this is a Skyrim show, so again, Michael, shut me up if I'm having to do some improv to get that story to work, and that's one of the reasons why I chose the twin sister, to get it to work with having to pursue parts of the main quest. So yeah, especially with Nick Valentine and stuff like that. But I won't go with all that. Yeah,
that was very clever conceit. I'm looking forward to see where you go with it.
Yeah. So
I'm getting bashed to death by saber cats at the moment. So
who knows?
I mean,
take that for those cats.
Loaded Man's Grotto, and there's those two saber cats when you enter the cave. I'm trying to sneak and kill them with daggers at a relatively low level, and so
oh dear,
yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I can get one. It's that second one really.
And what are you doing in Bloated Man's Grotto? Is that, or are you just sort of moving around trying to level up?
Yeah, just one. Yeah. I'm working I haven't been to Whiterun yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm heading. I did an alt start, and I did the one where you are shipwrecked off the northern coast, which I really liked, and it worked well because I had an Argonian.
Yeah.
So obviously, I could swim out and not die and drown or anything, and also I'm not running Frostfall or anything anymore, so that wasn't an issue. But
yeah, I stopped Frostfall too. I find myself like turning it all the way down almost, and I figure, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just not use it.
I enjoyed it for the last playthrough. I think it worked well for my round table. It kept me exploring a little more and things like that, and focusing a little more.
Yeah.
But this one, I kind of wanted to do some other stuff, so I didn't want to have to worry about Frostfall. So
yeah.
But I'm also not doing dragons or anything either. I like to have a game going where there's no dragons at all. It's fun sometimes.
Yeah, again, sort of bringing it back around to Legacy, and a bit of just one little mod suggestion for people on Legacy. Skyrim Unbound actually might be available on SC now. I should check that out. But Skyrim Unbound is a great mod for doing a no dragon or dragons but no dragonborn playthrough. Yeah, the mod author changed a few things, so. That's what I did with Malachi. That's what I used Unbound. So at the beginning there were no dragons at all, and I sort of worked that into story, kind of bringing them in. But you can do a dragons with but non-dragonborn, so you don't get any of the dragonborn quests. He did it by I think knocking off one or two of the early quests by sort of marking them complete, and then and so it works really well. It's good and stable, and it's a good alternative to live another life. Worth checking out.
But you had shouts with Malachi, right? So it gives you shouts, but just not the dragonborn stuff.
Exactly. I wanted him to be able to do shouts because he was a follower of Kain, Kinnereth, etc., and that's part of that whole thing. That's her domain really, and so I wanted him to be able to do. He's a follower of the way of the voice, but not a Dragonborn character. So and so Unbound worked really well for that.
That's nice because if in general you just do no dragons, where you just don't start that quest line, whether it's in vanilla or you do live another life, alt start type thing, you lose the ability to use the spells.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what the guy who did Unbound was, trying to work out. I mean, there's a couple of things that still happen that I don't think you can actually shut off once you have killed a couple of dragons. No matter what, even if you haven't done anything Dragonborn, the guards will refer to you as, Dragonborn, unless you get another mod that stops that. And, I forgot to do that, and then so once it had happened, once the cat was out of the bag in the audio Let's Play, I just said, well, screw it. I just left it in there and didn't try to change things. But so the guards are still talking to Malachi as if he's a Dragonborn. But
they're generally not that bright in the game.
No, they're not. They're pretty stupid. It's Malachi's twin brother that's the Dragonborn.
Exactly. Yeah, his evil twin.
His evil twin. Yeah,
with the mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, that he twirls incessantly. Yeah.
Yeah. It is amazing. You can play so many different varieties with the characters and everything. And even in vanilla, you can easily not dragon quest line. You go through the main part, obviously in the beginning through Helgen and all that. But if you just don't go any further in the dragon story, you can play a whole game without dragons, and it's a very different experience. And if you like exploring, it's definitely an interesting way to go for sure.
Oh, definitely, I agree. Much more so than just about any other Elder Scrolls game. But yeah, and certainly more than Fallout. But
yeah, it's amazing how much it can change the game just that little bit, though, because the dragons are so everywhere. Once you start leveling up and killing a bunch of them, you're fighting dragons a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I do like I've never used Unbound. I'll have to look at that for my legacy one.
Yeah, check it out, and I should actually look and see. I don't remember if it's available. I'm looking right now on SE. I don't. It's ringing a bell now that somebody may have ported it over recently. Yeah, Skyrim Unbound. There it is. Yeah. So yes, as of December, it was ported over.
So does it have a fundamentally different approach than the other alt start, or is it just better executed? Or
oh no, it's totally different. I mean, the different approach is. Hang on, I'm just looking at one thing here. No, it's the same guy. Okay, so the same modder, China Green Elvis. Okay,
nice.
Yeah, great name. It's whereas in alt start you have the statue and you have the list of choices you can make that are kind of packaged, and they're good. And alt start, one of the nicest things about Live Another Life is that the modder has sort of created what amounts to an API so that you can do your own if you want to. And whereas Unbound takes the other approach where you can sort of build a character with little kits and things like that, but its main thing was, I think, always the ability to play as a non-dragonborn character with dragons, and that's where the and I haven't tried the SE version. The legacy version does rely on the mod configuration menu, the SKSE thing, so there must be a some sort of alternate way of configuring the mod.
Got it. Yeah.
So
through the shout menu maybe or something.
Yeah, probably that's what it usually is you have to select it and then press the shout key or whatever.
Yeah, generally that's
yeah, it's not as slick as the Fallout the little mechanic of using the Pip-Boy. That's sort of a built-in mod configuration menu anyway. It's sort of, but there's a script extender for Fallout too. So, yeah.
I guess it makes sense to build something like that in when they know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much yeah. They pretty much know each game's going to be modded to all kinds of degrees.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, it's a given.
Yeah, I haven't. I got to look on because I set up a few mods for this character that I'm playing now, but I haven't really messed around looking for many more. I'm playing this one on Xbox One for the Dark Brotherhood, and it's just it's so clunky to search on there. It's
Yeah. I've given up even trying. I search on my phone or computer and then just go type in the exact name because you like if you have if the name is like Fallout mod, if you search on Fallout it won't find it. If you search on mod it won't find it. You have to type in Fallout mod exactly spelled right. It's amazing how weak it is.
Yeah, it's just so clunky to look through, and it just So I set up what I wanted, and I added a bunch of quest mods because I plan on doing those with this character too. And
so wait a minute. So which you're using Steam or I'm sorry, I missed.
Oh, I'm on the this one. I'm just playing on the Xbox One. So it's
okay. Bethesda, yeah. Bethesda's the worst.
It's so messy and
no. Well, and you really I think I mentioned on one of my mod talks. You really, in order to really understand about the mods, if there's a Nexus version, even if you just have a Chromebook or something, it's really worthwhile going to the Nexus and reading the descriptions there, because there's so much. I mean, there's a character limit to the descriptions on the Bethesda mod pages. So
if you want the full rundown of what it is.
Yeah. So, and the low order mess is just stupid.
Well, and the complete absence of any way to do a configuration.
Exactly.
If you're trying to run two characters at the same time.
Oh God! Yeah. I don't even. I run one at a time. I deleted my roundtable character to start a new one because I was like, I'm just going to be constantly spending time redoing the mods every time I want to play. So.
Yeah. Well, at least with Skyrim, and I don't really understand this part of it. Maybe somebody else does. Why there's a 2 gig limit for Fallout and a 5 gig limit for Skyrim? I don't really get that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never heard any rationale for that at all. I thought they announced they were going to increase it for Fallout.
Yeah, I should really research it or go on Reddit and see if there's anything on there about it. I haven't bothered, but I'm sure there's an answer, but it just makes no sense to me. But if nothing else, Fallout is the newer game, right? It's a more advanced engine theoretically. So, but I guess that has nothing to do with it.
I wonder if does it create other issues? If
it must, I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, because I wanted to throw in Ellie's armor compilation, but I don't have the space because Tales of the Commonwealth took up half a gig. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
I forget what I have loaded now. Oh, on this one, I have. Let me see. Oh, I guess I can pull it up.
I should have started on PC, but I wanted to play it on Xbox because it's fun on the big screen. I'm enjoying that part of it a lot. A 46-inch, for that. So I could go down and play it on Jane's 70-inch.
That's nice.
Yeah, but
let's see. I have Fall Scar, Static Mesh Improvement, Lower Loading Screens, True Storms, Rich Merchants, Bosmer Armor Pack, World Map, Apocalypse, Ars Metallica, Hunter's Treehouse, Temple of Time, Forgotten City, Clockwork, Valley of Peace.
Oh, lots of quest mods, yeah.
Challenge of the Divines, Grey Caliph Nocturnal, and then Ordinator and All-Star.
Cool.
That's all I'm running this. Not really like just mostly the quest stuff because I wanted to get into those and start doing those over the summer. That was kind of one of my goals. Or we were talking about when we were trying to figure out what the next roundtable, maybe doing some of those. So wanted to kind of get an idea of what they were before we hopped into them too.
Yeah, I think in the YouTube chat earlier, Michelle, when we were talking about that, Michelle said Helgen Reborn. I think, and we've all played that and we all like it, so that'd be a good one to do.
Definitely, for sure. That's a good one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's something we got to figure out. It's tough to do those in the summer, though. Just hard to.
I think it was in the fall would be the best time to start that up.
So if you have any ideas for the roundtable, feel free to send them in. We'll probably be bandying them back and forth throughout the next few months.
Oh, Andrew just popped into YouTube there.
Those were all Xbox mods, Andrew. All of those. They're all quest mods. Yeah, well, I mean, Forgotten City is a really good story one. For sure. And trying to think what else. Yeah, all those are. I haven't played I've never played Great Call Nocturnal, actually.
I've started it, but I've never actually followed through with it. So, but the modder is very experienced, so it should be a good stable mod.
I know it has good ratings and all that, and people seem to enjoy it. So I'm interested to get into that too.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I have a hard out coming here to go to the salon.
Ooh.
So, not for myself, who has no hair, but these are the things we do.
Yes.
Now, Andrew, you got to play it. Forgotten City is very good. You can play. The thing I like about Forgotten City is that if you play it different ways, it's very different, and it ends very differently.
Yeah, it's a well constructed mod. I didn't like it all that much, but it's definitely good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'll. Yes, so people who have coiffes like Andrew and his mane have to go to the salon.
Yes, I go to the salon myself.
I don't even go to get a haircut. I just shave it in the shower. So
yeah.
It's amazing how much money you save, though.
Yeah.
It's one of those convenient necessities or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess next month hopefully we will be get another live show together, and hopefully Marcus won't have any screaming children and can hop on with us.
That would be great.
Yeah, and see what we got going on then. But I don't know. Anybody else have anything?
No, I'm good.
Now I'm gonna go do some babysitting and some saloning. So
have fun and
Enjoy all that.
Good luck tomorrow.
yeah, and marathoning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, knock him dead. Yeah.
Marathon.
Break a leg or whatever it is with a
marathon. I almost broke my wrist in Monterey last week.
I was going to say, stay off the palms.
Yeah.
That was about as embarrassing as it gets, because it was like it was right off, right like at the entrance to the one. So it's like super busy intersection during a weekday. and all of a sudden I'm like falling. I'm like, whoa, I'm falling.
Oh, no.
And then I look and I'm like, oh yeah, there's only like 10 million people around here. This is not embarrassing at all. Let me
ouch.
Run back to the hotel with my bleeding hand.
How far into your run were you?
Like 3 miles.
Oh, God.
Yes, I had to run 3 miles back down the trail, or back down the path back to my hotel.
Lovely.
Yeah, I was like, I don't look, I'm passing people trying to not look absurd with a bloody hand, like.
Yeah, well, that's where you sort of own it. Just started wiping the blood on your face.
Yeah. Somebody calls the cops, bloody.
Yeah, give them some good stories. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I think the worst part was washing it in the sink afterwards with hotel.
Oh, yeah, that hurts.
Like perfumed hotel soap,
Mm.
That was good. I got back. My wife was like, "What? No, what? Like, what? Didn't you? Like, what's going on?" These things happen.
Yeah.
As we get older. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing Broad Street next week, Pat.
Oh, no, 2 in a row. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's a full week. It's only a 10-miler, so
Only 10 miles.
Yeah.
Jeez, wow.
I would not have said that 18 months ago, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow a full marathon or half?
tomorrow's the New Jersey Marathon, which is a full, and then next week's Broad Street with about 75 million other people jamming our way down.
Wow.
So that'll be fun.
So where does the Jersey Marathon? Where does it happen?
That's actually out
or somewhere?
Long Branch and out down the coast by Asbury Park and all. Goes through Asbury.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be great running weather.
Yeah, mid-50s, supposed to be coming off the ocean, which is nice. Unlike today, where it's like 85. So
Yeah.
Well, have a good run. Good luck with it.
yeah, I'm hoping just to finish. That's it. That's always my goal.
Finishing is good. No
Finishing-
matter what.
No shit when you're talking a full marathon. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, next weekend I'll be in Raleigh for a podcasting meetup, not for ours, but for
Is that Jay and Jack?
yeah, I'm headed. Yeah, because friends with Colleen and all, so I'm gonna head down there.
Are they still doing that charity like weekend marathon they used to do? Is that what it is? Or
They do it, but now we just kind of go. Now they've kind of switched and they do the charity podcast separately, and then just because for organizing purposes, it's tough. So
Yeah.
it's, yeah. We did talk a little Philly Podfest off the air earlier because we don't have any confirmation on that. So
yeah, I assume it'll be a few weeks before we know if that's going to happen or not.
yeah, I think the application process was open till May 3rd or something like that. So in the summer, hopefully we may be doing a live event possibly.
That'd
So
be cool.
all the shows. So that would be fun.
Definitely fun. When is it happening?
It is July 14th, 15th, and 16th weekend.
Okay.
I requested the 15th or 16th because it's a Saturday or Sunday, but who knows? Hopefully we could get in. That would be great. I don't know how many people they have asking to get in or not or anything like that. So I know they've been doing it for a few years.
Do they get some of as far as gaming goes, do they get some of the big podcasts like Giant Bomb or anything like that? Or
No, it's all local Philadelphia.
Oh, cool.
But, I mean, their topics aren't necessarily Philadelphia based or Philadelphia region based, but there's a Game of Thrones podcast. It's relatively large. It's based in the area and things like that. So there's all different kinds of stuff. It's pretty wide variety.
Nice.
Just a way, I guess, to get all kinds of local hosts together, really.
Yeah.
And
Very
it's
cool.
been going on for a couple of years.
Hope it works out. Yeah. Keep us posted when you hear back.
We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what comes up with that. So, all righty. Well, everybody, check out all the other shows over at asapodcasting.com. We got Mod Talk, Game Talk. I just drew a blank. Fallout Feed, Chatterbox, which is recording this week, I believe.
And the television.
Damn That Television, My Journey with Cystic Fibrosis. All that stuff. Just check it all out.
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
that he was doing some stuff. He had some stuff going on with that. So check that out too. So, all right, guys. Thanks for hopping on. And
Thanks for having us.
hopefully
Yeah,
do
it's fun.
another live one next month.
Talk to you
Excellent.
guys later.
Alrighty.
And we're out.
Before you